AITA for not telling my dad my mom is cheating? I found out my mom has been cheating about a month ago. Actually, I've had a feeling for quite some time, like 3 or 4 years, but I never could prove it. I can name half a dozen guys that she's cheated with in the last few years, or at least I think she has, but I know for a fact she's cheating right now, and I know who she's cheating with. I went through her phone and found the texts of her and this one really tacky guy. I'm not sure how she could choose him over my dad. I found texts of them saying a bunch of I love you and just weird compliments that kind of reminded me of a cringe middle school relationship. Why haven't I told my dad? Because it would crush him. They have never been close, and I haven't even heard them saying I love you. They can barely talk without fighting, but I know my dad loves her. He drinks a lot, every day actually, and he smokes. Sure, it has affected us, but he's never been abusive towards us. He lives and works in Dubai, so he's not at home, and he'll usually visit once a month. I've been diagnosed with type 2 bipolar disorder, and he's the only one who hasn't made me feel bad about it. He genuinely cares and worries about me. The first thing my mom said when I told her I wasn't feeling well was that I have nothing to be depressed about, and I can't just kill myself for every minor inconvenience. She forced me to take therapy sessions when I wasn't willing to talk to her, and made me feel so bad after them. I just feel so bad for my dad because he has sacrificed so much for us. He lives in Dubai with roommates as a 50-year-old. He lives far away from his family, and his father and best friend passed away earlier this year, both in the span of 2 days. I told my mom to go easy on him the day that we had the funerals, and she said that she also has problems. Like what? He's one of my favorite people, and I don't have the heart to tell him. They've been married 22 years and our families are super close. I'm sure divorce is out of the option at this point. What could I do in this situation? Comment. Since you have access to your mother's phone, screenshot a few messages and send them to him. If he finds out that you knew and didn't tell him, that will crush him even more. It will also cause him to question his relationship with you. Your dad will still love you, but he'll never forget you hid this from him. He will stop loving your mother. Tell him now. Salvage your relationship. Set him free from your mom so he can find real love. Tell him. If he finds out you were hiding it from him, he will presume you were in it the whole time and chose your mom over him. I'll be honest. Your mom and dad will probably divorce. This is in no way your fault. This is 100% your mom's fault with the choices she has made. Tell your dad as soon as possible. Tell him that you found out a little while ago but was trying to find the right time and courage to tell you. That you didn't want to break his heart, and it's been eating you up since finding out. He will be upset for a while, at the whole situation, but he knows you love them. And in the long run he will be glad you told him. Also tell him that you thought that mom has cheated before but never found any evidence. Most affair partners are not as attractive, it's called cheating down, and other features. It becomes part of the thrill. Hopefully your dad will take action and expose her to everyone. You think by not telling your dad it will crush him? Take it from a dad not telling him and he finds out you knew will destroy him even worse. It's bad enough his wife has betrayed him, but now you gonna keep letting it happen. There is no happy ending in this situation, period. And it's so unfortunate you as a child have to play grown up and referee. But trust and believe your dad might feel like you took your mom's side by not telling him. So now his wife has betrayed him, his daughter took her side. What did your dad do to deserve his so-called family stabbing him in the back? And you say you love your dad, if so tell him the truth. Goddamn, he has to be able to trust somebody. Lord knows it's not your mom. So it has to be you. No matter how much it will hurt, he will always appreciate you being honest. A lot more than I can say for your mom. Good luck, young lady, God bless. You gotta tell him. If he finds out a different way and he finds out you knew about it, it'll crush him completely. You say he means a lot to you, show him by getting proof and sending it to him and letting him know you're there for him no matter what. It also sounds like your mom is only with your dad for stability. She seems to have checked out of the marriage long ago from what you have gathered on her cheating or potentially cheating partners in the past and present. Your mom makes you feel bad for being in therapy. Why would you want to protect anyone who's like that? Next story 2. 2 days since I found out my husband has been cheating on me. I just found out 2 days ago that my husband has been cheating on me. We have been married 13 years and have 2 children. I recovered some deleted messages in his phone, and from what I briefly saw, he's been meeting up with women. I kicked him out and he proceeded to say that he's an alcoholic and that I didn't support him, put too much pressure on him, and he needs to go into treatment. And he still won't admit what he did. He keeps denying it. I can't express how betrayed I feel. I never thought he'd do this. The hopes and dreams of a future are gone. The betrayal eats at me every minute of the day. I feel so bad for my kids. Luckily my parents have been here because I'm having problems functioning. I'm speaking to a lawyer. I don't want to stay. I'm so scared. Scared of being a single mom, scared of messing up my kids and being able to support them as I've been a Sam. My parents are upper middle class and will help financially, but I don't want to burden them. And I just feel like shit about myself. Why wasn't I enough? Was I not pretty enough or dress up enough? Was I a bad wife? I always just did my best. I'm just scared of the future, especially for my kids. I have to see him tomorrow, the first time since it happened, for a visit with the kids. I want to puke. He said he wants to talk and I really don't want to hear his bullshit. Please tell me it gets better and I'm doing the right thing. I feel horrible for breaking up the family. It's really hurting my son who is 9. Comment. Staying in a horrible marriage for the kids is not a good reason. It will damage them in the long run. Me and my ex-wife realized that when we decided to call it quits, and we have a great co-parenting situation. This is nothing you did, this is all on him most likely. Don't get sucked into the lies and bullshit. You need to do what's right for you and the kids. The more of a plan you have, the less scary it becomes. Break it up into small steps and then make a start. Change can be crappy, particularly when it affects the quality of life you have given your children. You only want the best for them. Remaining in this situation is not for the best of them. This isn't about you. I mean that. People say that all the time and it's hard to understand until it clicks. You did nothing wrong, he is just a weak person. Please know that you will feel so strong and independent and happy again. Please let your parents help with money and everything. You are definitely not a burden to them. Find and read, or listen on Audible, To Leave a Cheater, Gain a Life by Tracy Shorn. The biggest thing you need to hear and to understand is that the cheating has nothing to do with what you did or didn't do, or how good a partner you were or weren't. This is about the cheater and their need for validation and ego boosting from as many sources as possible. Whether they made up a narrative to try to make you the bad guy so they wouldn't have to feel bad about cheating, or if they just did it because they could, there is nothing you could have done more or better to prevent their actions. Because you were with a person who could choose and then rationalize abusing the trust of someone they claim to love. Anyone who can do that is trash. I'm so sorry. This must be awful for you and your kids. Do you think he truly is an alcoholic? Not that it's an excuse to cheat or that you are to blame in any way. I'm just thinking that if it's true, he probably does need rehab because you want him to be healthy to co-parent, and because if it's true and he doesn't get treatment, you may not be able to trust him alone with the kids. I'm glad that you have your parents for support. Is your husband employed and able to pay alimony/child support? Do you think counseling would help you all transition to a divorce and so you can get some answers? Either way, I hope your visit and conversation are positive. Am so sorry for your loss. You will have to grieve your marriage and the man you thought he was, as those two realities are there to stay. It's normal to not be able to function, and it's terribly unfair that you have been put in this hellish situation by your WS. However, If you do your grief work and you act as your own best friend, I promise you that this experience that feels like the end of the world right now will turn out to be the best thing that has ever happened to you. I have no doubt that your WS is not treating you how you deserve to be treated in many other aspects of your relationship, but you don't realize it fully right now. When you're healed, with a partner that respects you, you'll look back on your previous relationship and you will be thankful that you didn't waste more years in that predicament. Sending you hugs and love.